Are you looking for tips and tricks to help you succeed in the Duolingo English Test? If so, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to give you my 6 best suggestions for how to maximize your score in the DET's interactive writing questions. Sound good? Let's get started. Hello, I'm Francis from Last Minute English, and today we're talking tips and tricks for interactive writing. First of all, let's do a quick review of what interactive writing looks like. So, you'll get a first question. We've got an example here. So it's right about the top below for 5 minutes. And the topics there. Some jobs require people to travel a great deal. What are the pros and cons of having to take regular business trips abroad? Okay, that's our first question. You'll write your answer for up to 5 minutes, and then you'll get a follow-up question that will be connected in some way to the topic. So here we've got an example. What can companies do to make business travel less stressful for employees? And you've got 3 minutes to answer that follow-up question. So let's jump in straight away with the first tip, and that is identify the key words in the question. So because 5 minutes is sort of long, but it's also sort of short. If you think about like IELTS, for example, you have 1 hour to do all of your writing. This feels a lot quicker. So you might want to get started straight away and go, okay, pros and cons, business travel. Yeah, okay, go. Don't do that. Just take a few seconds when you get the question and try to identify the key words in this question. What are the most important words that you have to answer with your writing? So let's take another look at the example question. What do you think are the 3 key words in this question? What would you say? I would say that they are pros, cons, and business trips. So let's take a look at the question that we saw before. I want you to think, what are the 3 kind of key words or key groups of words in this question? What are the things that we must include in our answer? What do you think? I would say that they are these ones: pros, cons, and business trips abroad. Because those 3 can give us everything that we need to know. Essentially, the question could be business trips abroad, pros, which means the good points, and cons, the bad points. What's good and bad about taking business trips abroad? And identifying those keywords is really important because it helps you to stay focused in your writing. You've only got 4 minutes and 45 seconds. You need to use your time well. You can't afford to get distracted by anything else. So that's important. Keywords. Now for tip 2, I want to show you part of an answer, and you can tell me the problem with it, and that will tell us what the tip is. So let's say that we're answering this question about the pros and cons of a business trip abroad. And I start by answering like this. I remember one occasion when I went to my sister's wedding in Greece. It took a long time to get there, and the weather was much too hot. What's the problem? So the problem is, this is not talking about business trips. It sort of has some cons, but essentially, it's us telling a story of our own life. So it's not relevant. So tip 2 is to keep it relevant. Make sure you only include that information that we identified that we need in tip 1 with those keywords. Tip 3 is to be organized. So I want you to try to think of this 5 minutes as writing a mini essay. So in an essay, we'll typically have an introduction. We'll have our first paragraph, which talks about one point, a second paragraph talking about a different point, and then a conclusion. Now, it's not possible to write that much in 5 minutes, but what we can do is organize our thoughts and, introduce with 1 sentence what we're going to say, like what this whole essay is about. So here it's about business trips abroad. And then say pro, have 1 pro, 1 or 2 sentences for that, one con with 1 or 2 sentences, and if we have time, a short conclusion that gives our main ideas again. The next tip is to try to use some advanced vocabulary. Again, you've only got 5 minutes, so you don't have a huge amount of opportunity to use a lot of vocabulary. Just 1 or 2 nice words and phrases, the kind that you can find here on this channel when we do our vocabulary videos, will really help you to improve your score, okay? And let's take a look at an example here of where we could upgrade a simple word and turn it into a higher level word and therefore get a higher score. So look at this sentence. The travel plan often contains a large number of meetings and other engagements, okay? So already engagements is quite a useful word. That's pretty good. But look at that word travel plan. Do you know any other word? This is a high level word. It begins with IT. Any other word that can upgrade that vocabulary? Any idea? So the word I'm thinking of is itinerary. It's a hard word to say. Itinerary. So the travel itinerary, or just the itinerary, often contains blah, blah, blah. So it's the same word. It's just that we know a higher level word that we can use to upgrade. So you don't have to write a totally new sentence. You can just go, okay, plan, itinerary, and change it and send it off, and you'll get a better score. Now, if you already have amazing English vocabulary and you know words for every situation, then great. But probably you don't. Even I don't. Like if there was a question about science, I would really struggle. So what do we do instead? We can learn, this is tip 5, we can learn versatile words and expressions that can be used in many different situations, all right? So we talk a lot about these on this channel, and these are words and expressions that you can learn, and regardless of what the topic of the question is, you can put these ones in. For example, have a look at the sentence here. So, having experienced this situation myself. So we've learned those couple of words that make a nice complex sentence, and we just pop those in, okay? And that could be like, this situation could be anything. It could be like traveling abroad. It could be eating delicious food in a restaurant, or eating unhealthy food and then getting sick afterwards, or it could be anything else. But you could say, having experienced this myself, and it's going to work and it's going to boost your score. So if you have limited time before your DET, I really suggest learning some high-level vocabulary, but don't learn very specific high-level vocabulary. Learn things that you can use in any situation. And then the final tip is to proofread at the end. Again, it's really hard to do all of these things in only 5 minutes. But if you can, try to, as we said at the start, leave a few seconds at the start to plan, check your keywords, things like that, and then try to write for maybe about 4 minutes, and then at the end, see if you can leave maybe 30 seconds just to read what you've written and have a think about any mistakes that you might have made. They could be very simple, like a spelling mistake. It could be a grammar mistake. Maybe you forgot to add like the word a, or an an, or a to, or a the, or whatever. Or maybe you've put one in and there shouldn't be one in and you have to delete it. Or maybe the sentence needs to be moved around a little bit. But the quickest way to improve your grammar score is not to learn lots of new grammar. It's to learn time management, basically. Leave 30 seconds at the end so that you can double check everything. Because if you do that, I promise you, you'll find at least one silly mistake that you know is wrong. Okay? So, proofread at the end. So those are my 6 best tips for interactive writing. And now I want to give you a little bit of a challenge, okay? I'm going to give you a first question for 5 minutes and a follow-up question afterwards for 3 minutes. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the questions. We'll look at them now very quickly. Let's look at them first. Okay, so the first one, think about a time you've been responsible for organizing something. By the way, I think organizing is one of those key words. Describe the experience and the outcome of your organization, including specific details. So I would say responsible for organizing and experience and outcome. Those are the key things. So what was it like to organize something and what happened? What was the result? All right. And then the follow-up question is going to be this one. Can organization skills be formally taught, or are they something that some individuals naturally possess? Naturally possess means naturally have. So in a simple way, this question is saying, can you learn to be organized, or are you born very organized, like a very organized baby? So I'm going to put 2 timers on the screen for you. First, the 5 minutes for writing question 1, and then the 3 minutes for writing question 2. All right? And that will give you some very specific practice of this. You can write it yourself. If you want to write it and put it in the comments, that's fine, and I'll take a look at your answer and tell you what I think. But if you want to get a complete answer with step-by-step guide of how to do that particular question, we actually already have a video about that, and you can find the link up here or down here under the video. Okay, so I'm going to leave this on towards the end of this video, but for now, let me say thank you for watching, and good luck in your DET, and your interactive writing practice time starts now.